indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Miguel Villalpando,
Present.
Councilmember Luis Galindo, Councilmember Jesus Roldan,
Present.
Councilmember Martha Gonzalez, Councilmember Juan Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Gonna move on to call to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address council?
Juan Guerrero.
Good evening. I'm just here to present Judge Guerrero as he's going to be presenting a project to council that he spoke to us about.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Well, I'm Juan Manuel Guerrero. I'm the Justice of the Peace for Precinct 2. One of the projects that we've been working on, and hopefully I would get the support from the council, is that we're looking at doing a South County Justice Expo. What it entails is basically most of the, as you know, the laws have changed for the deferments, especially with the new marijuana laws, and most of those cases are to be dismissed or quashed or yes, from the record. And most of the people in the public don't know. And most of them right now want to get their citizenship or want to get their century or even a simple job that they have to go through a background. And so we're planning on doing 2 days, one in San Luis and one in Somerton. And I believe the one in San Luis is going to be on November the 9th. And the one in Somerton will be November the 17th. And the reason we want to do it during this time is because the majority of our people that come over are also our labor workers, and this is our busy season for our area. So we want to get as many people as we can so we could help them. We've already contact with agencies throughout that are willing to help. A couple of attorneys already are willing to stand in case there's any questions. So I think this is a much needed effort. It's been done. It's being done right now. I believe it's being done in Tucson. So we would be the first ones in Yuma County to start this program. And of course, leave it up to us to be progressive and do these type of things for our community. So Judge Figueroa apologizes for not being here. He got caught up in another meeting, but he was supposed to be here as well. So it's going to be a joint effort between the Justice Court and our municipal court here in Somerton. So, questions or no questions? No questions.
We can ask questions. Thank you. Anybody else from the public?
Alma Rivera.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alma Rivera. I'm one of the advocate case manager at the only shelter for domestic violence here in Yuma County. I'm here with my supervisor, Gabriela, and my other coworker, Frances. I'm here today because we would like to invite you for the second annual Walk Against Domestic Violence, honoring victims and survivors, paying tribute to victims who lost their life. So doing this domestic violence task force for the 3 years already, and it's going to be our second time. We're going to be at the Council Park. It's going to be October 6th from 5 to 8. Josh Juan Guerrero is going to be the master of ceremonies. More than 14 agencies will be participating in this event, and we would like to have you there. So you can put your tennis shoes and walk, meet the people in the community who are survivors. Maybe didn't lose somebody from domestic violence, but maybe have a relative who right now needs to know the different type of domestic violence, because domestic violence can occur any person at any time. So it's going to be good to see you there so you know more about what we do. A lot of people confuse us, and we work with Amberley's Place. They're an amazing agency, but we are not Amberley's Place, okay? We are from Catholic Community Services, and we have the shelter. That's the only shelter, by the way. It's not only for women. We have males in our shelter, okay? So again, domestic violence is not only for women, it happens to males, elders, and not only we provide services to domestic violence, we also provide services to elder abuse, human trafficking, sexual assault victims. So hopefully to see you there on October 6th at 5 p.m. So hopefully you put in your agenda, be ready to be with us and share your experience, talk with us, right, Judge? We are very happy people. You're gonna be with us every single year. So my coworkers will give you the flyers. And you have any questions for us? No? So be ready because that day, hopefully you can talk with me and we can learn more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? There's no one. We're going to move on to consent agenda, approval of minutes for July 5, 2022. Any questions from council? Do you want to remove the agenda item? Is there a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
Motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, second by Councilman Roldán. Those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have a proclamation. It's Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month honors all American citizens of Hispanic descent and celebrate their rich and vibrant traditions of faith, family, hard work, and patriotism. Whereas Hispanic Americans help reinforce our relationship with our Latin American neighbors as we work to bolster liberty in the region and achieve free and fair trade with our regional partners. Whereas Hispanic Americans have played a pivotal role in our country's strength and prosperity. Their spirit, energy, and leadership are woven into culture of America and enrich all of our lives. Whereas Hispanic Americans make up more than 95% of the population in the city of Somerton, and the city of Somerton takes pride in the members of our Hispanic community and honors organizations and families, individuals of Hispanic American descent in appreciation of their invaluable local contributions in many professions and fields, including education, law, government, business, science, sports, the arts, brave service of the United States Armed Forces that continue to enrich the history and culture of our city while continuing to unite and sustain us as a community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Gerardo Naya of the City of Somerton, hereby proclaim September 15th to October 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month in the City of Somerton as a time to recognize and celebrate the many contributions, diverse cultures, and extensive histories of the Hispanic American community. Moving on to new business. Discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-001.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor. This resolution authorizing the application submitting of the Arizona State Parks and Trails Department for the State of Arizona American Rescue Plan. Funds for this Fair County Park upgrade project, city staff met with the Arizona State Parks and Trails Department staff in May. As an overall review of all the parks and the recreation facilities and amenities was conducted during the joint discussion between the Arizona Parks and Trails, recommended that the city staff apply for the Arizona Rescue Conservation Fund, Heritage Fund, local, regional, and state parks. Perricone Park, as the park location meets the certain thresholds, including its location, the census tract 115.3, the close proximity of the schools, including the new 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Somerton High School, and current and future resident subdivisions. The Perricone Park upgrade project includes the following components: construction standards of size, soccer fields, and amenities such as lights and restrooms. The application is due to the State Parks and Trails Department on or before September 30th, 2022, which is coming up fast. The total project cost is $700,000. The grant application is for the maximum award amount of $500,000, and the city match is an estimated $200,000. So while this money's together, hopefully we'll be able to put together a couple soccer fields and some amenities to go with it. So we're asking for a approval to move forward with this application.
Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. I think that's a very good project, Rodney. That's going to alleviate a lot, especially soccer season right now. It's hardly to find, parks to practice. And I think that's going to alleviate a lot, putting those 2 soccer fields there, especially, put lights or whatever needs to be done. I think that's a good idea.
And I think it goes good with the growth we're having over there for the schools and the subdivisions that are going to be going in. So in the future.
You got what is this name of the school? The elementary.
Okay.
And then the new ones, so they can use the fields if needed. So that's right in there.
Any other questions or comments?
Mayor, I have a question.
Rodney, so the upkeep will be done by the city?
Yes.
Or in partnership with the district?
It'll be up to the city to maintain.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, I have a question.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution 2022-011.
So motion by Councilman Roldan. Second by Councilman Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Ron.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-012.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Armando Leon, HR Specialist here for the city. On June 7th, 2022, Mayor and Council approved the amendment to the 2020 Employee Handbook. At that time, we submitted revisions to Appendix B, the position salary grade for fiscal year 2022 to 2023. The position salary grades identified on Appendix B, the current policy handbook, are in need of further revision. In particular, I want to point out the water operator and wastewater operator positions. And additionally, as part of our laying out the framework for future organizational structure for the city, we've added a deputy city manager included in the Appendix B as well. So as far as the water wastewater operator positions, those have been, as you may recall, have been very challenging for us to maintain qualified candidates for those positions. Recently, we had 4 vacancies that we've been challenged in trying to get qualified candidates to fill those positions. And we identified that a salary adjustment was necessary because many of the candidates that we were interviewing that were that had experience and certification for the positions, we were not able to meet their salary demands. So in many cases, they passed the interview process, and we got to the point of making an offer of employment, and we just couldn't meet their requirements. So I think this particular adjustment will put us in a much more competitive position with our local competitors, San Luis and Yuma. But in addition to San Luis and Yuma, there's also smaller entities that hire water, wastewater operators as well. Some local entities that have water treatment facilities and wastewater treatment facilities on a smaller scale. But even then, we lost two of our experienced wastewater operators to the smaller organizations. So we were just not being competitive. The water operator apprentice at the moment is at pay range 7, and with a starting pay at $14.09. We're proposing that it moves up to a pay grade 9, starting at $14.80. The operator 1 currently is at a grade 13. With a minimum of $16.34. We're proposing that it moves up to a grade 15, starting at $17.17. The wastewater operator 2 currently is at a pay range 16, starting at $17.60 per hour. Our proposal is that it moves up to pay grade 20, starting at $19.42 per hour. And then the water operator 3 currently has range 19, and we're proposing that it starting at $18.95. We're proposing that it moves up to pay level 24, starting at $21.44. And we're also doing proper adjustments because those positions are moving up. We need to adjust the chief operator. And those individuals are experienced operators that have, in one case, one of those individuals has all the certifications that all the operators have. So they are certified and they maintain their certifications as well. So the chief operator will be adjusted from a pay grade 33, starting at $26.78, moving up to a grade 35, starting at $28.13. So those are the recommended adjustments for those positions. I believe that these have also gone through a finance for review, and it fits within our budget. And do you have any questions on that?
No, well, just want to make a comment. My wife texted me that Vice Mayor is trying to ask questions, so I guess we don't hear him. So whoever's in charge of sound, make sure that Vice Mayor we can hear him.
Okay.
He's a present. Why go ahead?
Yeah, but supposedly.
So that's primarily the two positions that we were proposing were essentially those water operators are the only ones that are being adjusted. All the other positions are remaining the same. And then we're adding that deputy city manager position into the Appendix B structure, even though it's not necessarily assigned to any pay grade at the moment.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion? I don't know if it was now or before. I got the text when Armando was talking. So it was probably the previous item.
No, for the parks. So I'm off the hook.
Oh, okay. Villalpando asked, and I guess it was a technical difficulty. They can't hear me. That's the text. Where are the matching funds coming from for the park?
On the grant.
Hi, Rodney. Please use a microphone so that we can get a record and people can hear you.
Miguel, you're on mute.
Yeah, well, look,
Okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
It was budgeted on the grant side of the general fund.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it was
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It was
now.
budgeted in the grant side out of the general fund.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, Vice Mayor? No.
No, I'm good. I'm good with this one and
So
the
now,
previous.
on that item we were discussing. Any questions or comments? Or is there a motion?
Make a motion, Mayor, to approve resolution 2022-012.
So motion by Councilman Roldan,
Second.
so it's a second by Councilwoman Gonzalez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Armando.
Okay, we're gonna go to summary of current events and then to executive session.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. Last week, I attended the kickoff design review committee meeting for the community center expansion. This was a very productive meeting with the architect firm that was hired for this project, and all the committee members were very excited to be part of this project as well, considering this will be a great benefit for the community once it's finalized. Future meetings will be scheduled and announced through the Department of Economic Development. I also attended the Orange Grove Rancho Mesa Verde Sewer Connection Project group meeting with representatives from USDA, NatBank, Yuma County, and City of Somerton for this project. Yuma County has taken the lead to work on the connection of sewer service to the residents from these two county areas to the City of Somerton sewer system. This project includes the design, construction, and connection to our city's sewer system. As of today, Yuma County is working with these entities to find the needed funding for this project. Update meetings are scheduled as needed. And my last comment is, according to the University of Arizona Steering Committee update, last week's wastewater testing for COVID indicate a steady level of concern 1 for the City of Somerton, along with Yuma, San Luis, Welton, and Foothills. This update also indicates that the CDC classification for disease transmission has decreased to low. And let me read the summary of current events for Public Works Department. The Valley Vista Water Project, K Construction, submitted the test result for the pressure and bacteria. We sent to our consultant engineer for review and approval. With this, our consultant engineer will be able to prepare the record documents and approval of construction application to close out the regulatory permitting with ADEQ. Also, Parkview Commerce Center contractor completed all the water improvements, water main services, fire hydrants, etc., and started the storm drain pipe installation. The 1 million gallon water tank project, the subcontractor completed all of the floor repairs. We are waiting for our contractor to schedule the inside tank shell sandblast and coating. We contacted our third-party consultant for the welding inspection, and we should receive their proposal today or early next week. As for the annual cleanup program, the street department completed today the area number 4 and started at area number 5. The program is on schedule. Somerton Heights Water and Street Project, this is a CDBG project, was advertised Sunday and Monday, September 11 and 12. Bid documents had been updated and the latest Arizona Department of Housing form. Bid package and final plans are already uploaded in our city website. Bid package and final plans were sent to the plan rooms. This is from Public Works Director. Department, I'm sorry. And with that, Saul from Community Development Department.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Just a couple items to report from Community Development. First is MCA Auto Sales car dealership here on Main Street. It is currently in the grading phase. They are installing landscaping along Main Street, so it's starting to look real nice. They've cleaned up the site. And as mentioned previously, they will be consolidating 3 parcels into one large car dealership. So we're excited to welcome a new business to the city. There is a new submittal for a new duplex at 557 East Main Street. They will be utilizing several incentives from the infill incentive overlay plan. Staff has begun the technical review of the Cocopah RV park adjacent to the golf course. The Cocopah Indian tribe has also donated an 80-foot flagpole to the school district. So they're proposing to install a very large, very nice flagpole on the Somerton High School football field. So we'll potentially have one of the tallest flags in Yuma County. The staff is currently reviewing the viability of that, however, right now.
Put a light on top for the.
It's actually the one that used to be at the old Kmart, that big flag.
Oh, okay.
Residential construction has a single-family residential construction. We've seen a slowdown in recent weeks, but there is substantial interest in multifamily development. Several projects are currently in the pre-development stage at the moment. The planning and zoning meeting has been rescheduled for the month of September to September 26th, so for next Monday. On September 8th, I attended the YMPO TAC meeting, first one. It was a very informative, very interesting meeting, and I'll be attending the next ones as needed. And on last week, I did attend the Community Center Design Review Committee meeting as well. It was a very productive meeting with the architectural firm. That is all.
Armando Leon, Human Resources.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. We're making some progress on the open positions. We did make an offer for the engineer. I forgot the title of it.
Public Works.
Public Works. Yeah, Public Works. Yeah, not the director. The other senior engineer technician. And so that person is going to be starting on Monday. So we're happy about that. We're currently still recruiting for firefighters, part-time and full-time positions. The police officer still positions that needs to be filled. Water operators as well. We're making progress. We've offered 3 positions, so we're down 1 more. And the emergency dispatch, that continues to be a challenge, trying to get those positions filled. And then the Parks and Recreation Director, the Fire Chief, City Manager is currently offers in process, Public Works Director as well. And street maintenance worker, police records clerk, maintenance worker 1, and we just posted the court enforcement officer.
Chief Juarez.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. So to follow up with what Armando's saying, we're working on the part-time records. We are down 4 officers. So we have 2 of them we're doing some backgrounds on, and then, 4 of them we're doing backgrounds on. For 1 more dispatcher. Our calls for service and walk-in traffic are increasing significantly. So we've been extremely busy. Traffic is picking up a lot for us. For our communications division is currently training 3 new dispatchers. So we ask the public to be patient with us. These are young people that we brought on board, and it takes them about 3 to 4 months. It all depends on their speed of learning, but they're always paired with a senior dispatcher. So we're doing our best to be able to respond to the calls for service as they're coming through. We're still working on getting our telephone lines down. I did send out something on Facebook, and I believe the city shared it as well. So we're having an issue with that. We're working closely with CenturyLink to get that resolved. We have a significant tough call for the sheriff's office and ourselves this Monday, but through some of the funding that we had acquired through the Department of Justice, we have 2 shields that the lieutenant and the captain were able to use to make an approach to the man with a handgun. The county sheriff's office was very grateful for those shields, and we're very grateful for the funding that we work closely with the Yuma County Narcotic Task Force to get some of that money for the shields that we were able to bring out there that day. I have met myself with the school guards. Recently, there was a school guard in the Yuma area that was hit by a driver and the person died. So I met with them briefly, and I reiterated to them our mission to keep them safe while they are working and then working in our streets and crossing our children. So that's a priority for us. So they were very glad to feel the police department is out there keeping an eye on some of those cross guard areas. For the UTV event this weekend, I just want to remind the public, please make sure to help us out with some of the parking. Try to park where you're supposed to park. Don't block other areas of residents or alleyways. The alleyways are intended for our EMS vehicles, our fire vehicles, our police vehicles to approach the area in an emergency. The one last thing I want to mention is we want the UTV event to be successful. So we're planning and making ourselves available to the public. We will be out here in front of City Hall. And our whole intention is to make sure that this event is successful and that everybody has fun and everybody's safe too. Thank you.
Economic Development, Marlene Lara.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. I would like to, as Chief Juarez mentioned, the UTV event this Saturday, we're going to have our sister city from Rocky Point. We're going to have the Omar Eliel, Science Director of Tourism, and we will also have Miguel Angel Maciel, City Clerk. We will be having a joint booth here, the City of Somerton and the City of Puerto Peñasco. Vanessa and I have been working hard on that, so we will be close to the main stage. On item number 2, this past week, actually on Friday and finalizing yesterday, we finally received a complete RFP for the property across the street, 203 West Main Street. I will be working on this week to submit for the next regular council meeting. I can anticipate that the design was thoroughly thought, and it's pretty exciting to show something that will be with retail and with residential units. So thank you.
Parks and Recreation, Rodney.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Fall soccer started last night, and we have 307 kids that are registered, making up 24 teams. We've also changed up the venue a little bit. We've put out a couple of temporary or portable scoreboards and has time on it, and it's helping the referees keep time of the games, and they're moving a little faster and more consistent. And also what we did is we separated the parents from the kids and the coaches. There was a lot of interference going on, so they're on the opposite side of the field now. And as last night, it seemed like it's working out pretty good. So we're just continuing trying to improve as we go along. Registration for co-ed softball, co-ed volleyball, and adult basketball are open right now. Dance, art, boxing, and chess are ongoing. Parks staff is gearing up for overseeding. We are going to be shutting our irrigation controllers off here shortly, and the grass is going to be turning brown, obviously, because of lack of water. In the process to cut it short, and then we put the seed down. We have purchased 400 pounds of seed, and it was a total cost of $8,215.60. Council Park irrigation pump parts are ordered now, so hopefully they'll get that together, and we're looking at 3 weeks before we get that pump back in operation. Special events, as everybody mentioned so far, the UTV on Main Street, the events this Saturday. We'll have display of UTVs, food, music, beverages, and activities for kids. So welcome everybody to come out and join us and have a great time. The event coordinator and staff have met, and we're planning the holiday tree lighting. That's going in conjunction with the UTV event. And the senior center would continue to operate as normal, and we're seeing clients between 40 and 45 each day. That's all they have.
Fire department, chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Vice Mayor and Council. Just wanted to report that during the storm, the Yuma County Office of Emergency Management contacted me, stating if we needed sandbags, and we didn't have any, so we did. They gave us a total of 2,000 bags, and just from counting whatever we had left, we gave out approximately 580 sandbags to the Somerton residents. During the storm, there was nothing major to report. A big thank you to Public Works, Raul Rodriguez, and also to the Yuma County Office of Emergency Management for donating those sandbags. On Sunday, 9/11, we did have a ceremony of remembrance for 9/11, police department and fire department. The new ambulance was delivered from Washington. They picked it up and we're currently working on it to put it in service. We still have to put some equipment on it, and then Arizona Department of Health Service has to come do an inspection on it and then give us a certificate that it's able to be used as an ambulance. So we're still working on that. Just to kind of like reform what Armando said, we did have four candidates that had applied for the part-time positions. Out of those four, 2 backed out, so we only had 2 that went through the process. Today we actually had the interviews. It's an EMT and a paramedic, so hopefully everything goes forward and we'll have 2 additional part-timers. We continue to be 1 full-time position on the floor and 1 administrative position short from the fire department. Thank you.
Finance department. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Last week I submitted the indebtedness report to the Auditor General. It was due the 15th and it was submitted on the 15th. Usually I'm about a month ahead, but unfortunately this year it was a little bit more difficult to get it, but it was submitted timely. I'm also working on the year-end development fee report. That's due here on the 30th and it should be posted on our website along with all our development fees. It's part of our yearly audit, or every 2 years, the development fees are audited by our independent auditors. And so that's part of one of the items that they look for. Let's see, I'm working on the essential worker program through the SLFR funds, and the process with Yuba County Water Users Association, which you'll receive a presentation on next council meeting. That's all I have. Oh, and we were able to send out ambulance billings for the beginning of this year last week. And this year, our billing specialist is working over with Regional Center for Border Health on the training for ambulance billing. So, thank you. This is all we have, Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
I don't have anything, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
We had our vaccine clinic, a little bit slow, but we're hoping it starts picking up with the flu vaccines that they're offering, and they have the new COVID booster as well. Our next vaccine clinic is scheduled for October 20th, Cultural Center, same time, 3 to 6. So anybody needing COVID, flu, or the school immunizations are welcome to go. Working again with San Luis, Arizona for another food drive in November, hopefully. And I'll also be working with the judges for that South County Justice Expo coming up in November as well.
So the booster, when are you eligible after you've taken the booster? What's the recommended? I mean,
you're up on your, after the third one, you mean?
Yeah.
4 months.
4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Councilman Castillo.
I got nothing, Mayor.
Councilwoman.
I have nothing.
Councilman Galindo.
Yeah, just when was it? Sunday when the electricity went out. I was driving from from our work to Yuma, and I saw a police vehicle on this light, and then on the other light, and also when you're exiting the traffic light, telling traffic, just the lights on and everything, let them know. And I think that helped a lot, because if not, there was not even blinking, they just off. So it was hard to tell, green or whatever it is. So just thank you for that.
We had a GYDC meeting last week, and this meeting was different. They presented all the projects that are happening in Yuma County. Unfortunately, I can't share because they made us sign an NDA, but it's they have some pretty good projects that are progressing. So again, I want to thank staff for their hard work on the UTV festival, and I invite council to come and to the event, and also be able to come and welcome our sister city. And they were very welcoming when we went in the summer. So hopefully you guys have a chance to come and say hello, make you feel welcome. And last Friday, we met with investor Mr. Liu and Susan Carpenter, and we discussed several opportunities and also a future project that they're going to submit. So that's pretty good. They've been in San Luis all these years. Have done a very good project. So it's good that we're getting people that haven't looked at Somerton, now they're looking at us. So that's really good. And also I want to invite council and every staff and the public to join all the Yuma County mayors in the 6th annual bike ride. It's Saturday, October 22nd. And they're in electric bikes at Mr. B. So you guys want I know I can't make it now. Oh yeah, 30 pounds over. Is there a motion to adjourn into executive session? Motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Second by Councilman Roldado. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Una electric bike, una para ir. They're coming to me. Sí, sí, sí,